Right, hello everybody. So we've made it into Kennington Primary School with a very special permission, and here it is. Here's the air raid shelter. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look inside. We're going to talk about its brief little piece of history. Hopefully you come along with me, and let's go inside. Come on. Well, so we are now inside the air raid shelter itself, and what you obviously need to understand beforehand is that what you're seeing here is what is now being used for the caretaker. So all these bits and bobs that are lying around is obviously being used by the caretaker, and what a great space to actually use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly show you around the inside of it. There's not much, but also with the history as well, we're going to talk about very briefly because there isn't too much labelled in that as well. But we've made it inside, more importantly. I'm just going to get to show you the brickwork and the potential of how this all would have looked like when it was actually being properly used as an air raid shelter. So let's have a quick show and tell. Come on. Right, okay, so we're now facing the opposite side of the shelter. Obviously what you could see from the outside is it's a typical long rectangular one. We've seen in previous videos before the fact of you get different types at schools. You can sometimes get underground ones such as Downs Junior School, which we've obviously visited before. And most of the time you do see these a lot in Kent schools, in primary schools especially. You get these surface air raid shelters. Now what I just want to show you is when we're in here, obviously if you ignore the bric-a-brac and everything from the caretaker, you can see originally that this would have been one of the entrances, and you can see obviously how the modern bricks have been placed in there now to obviously surface it up, so obviously it makes one continuous wall. But the rest of the bricks and even what we've seen before, these concrete slabs that are on top, it's quite a well built structure, which you can imagine. And as we go in, you can imagine probably at some point there would have been obviously benches that would have been all situated around the side. But it's actually, as we walk through here, we can just see that there is a recess, which we assume probably would have been where they would have had the toilets. But I'll take you outside and I'll poke you around that other section there. But as you can also see, a grated vent at the top as well. And there's another one, because obviously you need this air circulation whilst we're in here. And so this is it. This is what we're looking at. And it's an amazing piece of history that still survives within the Ashford area. And I sort of do make a point in my videos about the whole Ashford area. Really, there isn't too much that's left, especially sort of in central Ashford. So a place like this is such an amazing piece of World War II history that still survives. It's so incredible. So again, looking round, we just want to make absolute sure we do the best we can on this one. So again, the original brickwork that's still here, it's amazing. It's so incredible to see one like this and to have the absolute access and permission to do this. But this definitely looks like one of the main entrances, and obviously as you walk through you can see where it would have turned off to the right, and obviously we noticed that whilst we're in there as well. And again, you can just imagine these children rushing in here when the air raid sirens would have hit, and all protecting themselves in this quite humble shelter really. But what an incredible piece of history. It still survives here. It's absolutely amazing. And obviously now we've got the addition of modern lighting for the caretaker. It's absolutely fascinating. So yeah, this was it. This was Kennington's air raid shelter. I'm just going to sort of just quickly point out a couple of things when we're out there as well, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm very fortunate for this one, so amazing. Okay, so the final note is we're now obviously outside, but what I want to put into context is the actual school itself. So Kennington Primary School is right there. Originally an old Victorian primary school. A lot of you probably would have been familiar with that. I went to an old original Victorian primary school. And then to put it into context, obviously the children would have come from that section over there into the primary school the moment the air raid sirens would have come in, and they would have gone into this air raid shelter. There was potential rumour that there might have been a secondary one that would have probably gone into that section there. But again, there's not much of it. We assume it probably would have been built in 1939 as well. But it's a well-built structure that amazingly still survives in fairly good condition. Obviously you can see the concrete capped roof as well, with all the moss and as nature's taking it over. But yeah, now it's left for the caretaker and for the students just to ponder and wonder what this building was. Yeah, amazing. So there we have it, the amazing Kennington Primary School's air raid shelter. I just want to say a massive thanks to Steve, who's the site manager, who's allowed me access to this place, and obviously for the caretaker for allowing me to go in there and have a quick sneak peek into his building. And obviously being formerly in education, I know how picky they can be sometimes. It's really great to have that access. So yeah, there we were, this rare piece of World War II history located in Ashford. What an amazing story this could tell. Unfortunately there's not too much history on it, but it's not the point, is it? The point is it still exists, and hopefully for the kids and the locals to enjoy next time they visit. So, in the immortal words of Phoenix history, thank you so much for coming along with me. Hopefully you really enjoyed this brief little air raid shelter. It was an absolute pleasure to visit it, and yeah, I'll see you all very soon. Take care everybody, see you later, bye.